Well, here I am. It's my official old mountain woman on her porch video. I went to the dump the other day and got some really good deals on some more gardening stuff and a couple other things. And when we're done with this, which will be pretty quick, I want to take you on a quick tour of what's growing in the garden. So I'm going to start with first thing I found was this. This is actually a pet carrier. It has a handle and it opens up to about this size by this size. So as you know, I have a cat issue here, so it'll be perfect for cats. I want to get one or two of them spayed and keep them because they're good mousers. So this was already the $20 I spent. This was, I checked online, it actually is more than $20, so I got my money's worth here. It looks like it's never even been used. I also got these little terracotta, I got several of these little terracotta pots. I'm going to try an experiment with these. I've seen how you can, okay, this is what you do. You close up the bottom, this one with a hole, anyways, it has a closed up hole. So you close up the hole with something and you put it into the ground by your plant and you fill it with water and you cover it to avoid evaporation. And what happens is because it is terracotta like this and not glazed, it gets moist around the outside, and the moisture attracts the roots of the plant, and they just kind of take what they need from that. And the cool thing is you don't need to water every day. It's underground, so this is a great water saving situation. So I have a couple small ones and some bigger ones. I'm going to probably put epoxy down there or something, and you know, we'll just see how it goes. There's plenty of them at the dump, so if this turns out to be a great water-saving idea, then I guess I'll get a few more. I grabbed this mainly because it had a drain at the bottom. I thought, oh, I could go take this to go camping and do my dishes in it. And then afterwards I realized where I live, if I want to go camping, I can just go in the backyard and put a tent up. I live in all those places I used to camp at. But it turns out this is an Igloo, one of those drink things. You put ice in it, and you know, and then when at the end of the party or whatever, you just do this, and all the water comes out. But I thought, or the water from the ice comes out. So I thought, well, you know, for whatever reason, it's always good to have another container for ice. Maybe, I mean, people are starting to come back to visit, right? Or whatever. And this, I checked online. It's a $50 item. So it was part of my $20 haul, and it's very nice, and for whatever reason I want to use it, you know, it's great to have that drain there. So the rest of the stuff I got were just pots. I got, whoops, I got 4 big pots like this, 2 just rolled away, and 1 pot like this. I like these wide-mouthed ones with you know, that are not so tall. They're great for my herbs and stuff like that. Sometimes roots don't need to go so low, and my soil here is so terrible that it's just really great to have these. You know, I can go deep, I can put nice soil in there, or put, you know, whatever I want to put in there, and stuff grows fine. So let's go check out what's growing in the garden. I got some thornless blackberries some weeks ago, and they seem to be taken off. They were actually 2 plants in there. 1 plant, I separated them. I have millions of blackberries here, but they're so full of thorns you can't get to anything. So hopefully these will give me some fruit. Of course, they're in containers. I've got some random plants here. That's strawberry in the corner, potatoes in the back. I pulled out some chamomile. I have 2 bigger ones of chamomile, and over there in the back is peppermint, and some of this, that, and the other. Got some cactuses over there. I have to do a big weed eating here. The strawberries that I got from the friend of mine who grows things in refrigerators are doing beautifully. Look at those, already second fruiting. I just put this in the middle of one of my compost piles, and then I decided in each corner I would put a yellow zucchini seed, and we'll see what comes out. This is a pretty deep container, and I think it can handle both of them. It's one of my compost bins, so looking forward to growing a couple things out of this. And some more potatoes in a compost bin, and it looks like I got a couple of pea shoots out. I planted these peas really late, a couple weeks ago, so it's maybe a little warm for them, but I'm getting something out. Next year I have to remember to do them a little earlier. A few weeks ago I talked about, well, wrapping my seedling trays up in plastic because I didn't have an adequate greenhouse. Seems to be working fine now that things have warmed up. Things popping up. There's some green zucchini, and I have some yellow zucchini. There's some Spanish lavender I replanted. I took off some branches, put them in hormone element, and put them in soil, and they're doing fine. I have chamomile in here. I was watching, I believe it was Epic Gardening, and he said you take chamomile seeds, just put them on top of the soil and keep it moist. So I had one of these old strawberry packages, so I did it. And here's some flowers I've transplanted. I'm trying that. Here's some more flowers I've transplanted, and I've had some lemons, so I thought I'd try to plant some lemon seeds. Here are the rest of the flowers. As they get big, I am putting them in bigger containers. I think once I get a little more settled with where everything's going, I'm going to put some seeds right into the flower containers or into the vegetable containers also. Just bring some pollination energy. Here's some of my succulents. I have to decide what to do with these. They have a really hard time in the hard frost. Some of them just die. Though the ones that were in this particular housing, in the front of the house, between 3 walls of the house, seem to have survived that pretty well. These guys love being out here. They are doing great, starting to get new shoots and new activity here. I'm very, very happy after a couple years of stagnation. I haven't yet weed whacked any of my property yet. I just want this first bunch of flowers to kind of die and spread seeds and give life to the butterflies and the birds and the bees. I had a little hummingbird come onto my porch. I guess it found something to eat up here. As you can see, it's kind of a wild land here, but it'll be fine. It's still green. I just have to get it cleaned up probably in the next week or two. I want everything to live its life first. Here's my herb garden where everything is in containers. I think I did a little video last year about putting these chamomile plants in some Dollar Tree laundry baskets and lining them with plastic, and boy, they are doing great. I have a couple other flowering plants. Some, I don't know what this is, to look at the tag, but right behind it is lemon balm, which is going nuts. I have some thyme here that I just transplanted. Some more lemon balm. Some strawberries, which if the other strawberries do well in the full sun, I'm going to pull this out to the full sun too. And I have some lavender and a couple of small raspberry plants here. No garden is complete without rosemary. This one's doing great. I have some more in the front of my house too. Artichoke plant. I've tried to grow them in the ground over the years, and the gophers always got them or something, so they're doing great in this big container. And that's where they're going to stay. I'm going to fertilize them pretty soon, and they're just doing great. Haven't gotten an artichoke yet, but boy, it's growing bigger than I've ever had them grow. Aren't these flowers pretty? I think they're some sort of wild sweet pea. They're all over the place. Every year we get a slightly different variety of wildflowers. Some new, some old. These I love so much. They're just gorgeous. Here are all the onions. I got an onion set Walmart a few months ago and planted them, and they're just going gangbusters here. I think some of the bigger ones are what was left over from last year. I think it's either onion or garlic, but the other ones are doing just great. So that's my little haul, my little tour. Things will grow and get bigger and more impressive as time goes by, but you have to let nature take its course. And I'm letting nature take its course here. Whatever the mountain wants to do, I let it. I've given up trying to control that. Whether it's weather or overgrown blackberries or whatever, just got to let it do its thing. Anyway, I'm hoping you having a wonderful spring and that your weather's warming up like it is here and that all is well. Thank you so much for watching.